Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are you? So, today we're going to go over several things. But before we do, I would like to issue an apology to all of you. I would like to apologize and say I'm sorry because I was wrong. I was wrong. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and I apologize for being wrong. I told all of you Foodie is coming home early, and I honestly thought so because of her being quiet. It just kind of pointed in that direction. Also, I forgot, y'all. I forgot. I am that kind of person that I operate under logic and reason, and Chantal does not. She's a very illogical person. Under the law, rules of logic and reason, if you're someone and you have a court date on the 29th, and you've been away for 3 months, and you have a 17-hour flight, logic and reason says that coming home early would be a good idea because you're going to have to deal with jet lag. You're going to be tired. You might need a couple of days to relax, get your energy up, get your mind focused. So when you go to a bankruptcy hearing, you got your senses together. That is reason and logic talking. But Foodie does not subscribe to those things at all. Hence why she's so impulsive and she just does what she wants. So I was wrong. She did not come home early. As a matter of fact, she's still in Kuwait, still doing the mukbangs, even though she's a newly reverted Muslim woman, and eating excessively is considered haram. And she did that in the newest live stream, which we're going to go over. And the newest live stream, the name of it is called My Name is Mariam. But there's a lot of stuff to go through before we get to that, because I will pre-warn you guys, my name is Mariam. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Mariam or Mariam. It's kind of boring. It is kind of boring. She probably won't give us a good rager until after she comes home, but she just couldn't stop herself from coming online and basically babbling about nothing. Well, let's go over what we do know, what we do have here. So let me just go ahead, share the screen so you guys can see, hear everything clearly. So let's see. This is a clip from the newest live stream, courtesy of MARLEY HENDRIX. Thank you, MARLEY HENDRIX, for posting this clip. I will leave a link for the video in the video description. So please do check out MARLEY HENDRIX if you can. Ooh, that's loud. Sorry, Marley, it's kind of loud. Okay, so let's get to with this clip.
Thanks for the super chat.
Let me slow it down because it's a bit speeded up, and I just have a hard time understanding when it's speeded up.
The villa is not, no, that's an impossible flop. We're gonna be moving, so there's that. But we won't tell you guys where. Like, well, Peace will be moving. I'm gonna be probably staying just like wherever with family until,
So basically, Foodie is saying in this clip, she's not going to be going back to the villa. She's not going to be living there. Pete's has got to get his own place, and the cats are essentially going to be with him. She also, in this live stream, talked about rehoming Sam. What about BBJ? There was no mention of BBJ. I'm not going to trigger anybody, but we all know what's going to happen to poor BBJ when she comes back. She has said so. I'm not going to go over it again. I know you guys don't want to get upset. I don't want to get upset thinking about it. But now she's talking about rehoming Sam. So I will just say this, Foodie, listen to me. Listen, obviously you are not interested in using the cats for attention or as live props anymore. Please give them to somebody that actually cares. It's time. It's been time. It's overdue. Don't do the most extreme thing with BBJ. Give her to somebody who cares. Maybe they might have the money and the time and the resources to get her all better and she can live a little bit longer, or give Sam to somebody who'll take care of them. Do right by them. They were with you for years, before Nader, before Salah. Do right by them. They deserve it. They've been through hell the past year. Do right by them. It's not so hard. Just give them to other people. At least try. You're talking about leaving Pete's and the cats behind. And speaking of Pete's, you're saying in a live stream that he has to move out on his own. Does he know this? Have you made him aware? Did you let him know 2 months ago? Or when you come back, that's when you're going to drop the bomb? Madam, moving out, it requires preparation to pack your stuff, to find a place you're going to go. I bet he's not prepared. He's still trusting in you. He's still in his toxic comfort zone and not even considering the possibility that this is it, that the boat has come into the harbor and you're going to sail away without him. Are you feeding lies to him that, oh, everything's going to be fine, don't worry? And then on the last minute, drop it on him that, hey, you got to get out, or I'm moving out and that's it. Something tells me you did not say anything to him yet at all. Because in his live stream, he said, I'm waiting for Chantal to get back. That means he's unsure. That means he doesn't know for real. He's not saying for sure, I have to get out, I have to move out, like you guys had a conversation. It sounds like you're still lying to Pete's.
Yeah, I just had a humbug.
You know what, guys, I'm going to say it. I don't feel sorry for Pete's. As I said previously, the warning signs were all there. They were all there way back when she was seeing Natter, that's what she wanted to do. And Pete's just wasn't paying attention, did not care, still determined to leech off of Chantal. And now we're down to like the final hour when things are about to change and he is not prepared for it. Everybody tried to warn him. Everybody tried, but he just sat on his butt and did nothing. So no sympathy for you, Pete's. We tried to help. We tried to warn you. Tried to get you to prepare. You didn't want to hear it.
I'll tell you guys more details when I have them and we're more settled in that, okay? Yeah, I'm not gonna give details right now. I want to be like dead tired by the time I get on my flight because it's so long. So you're gonna stay the villa. Eventually, like probably within the next month.
See, again, this is where I operate in the world of the reasonable and the logical, and Chantal does not. So today's the 26th. She got a 17-hour flight. Even if she left tomorrow, she wouldn't arrive in Canada until the following day. Then she's going to be jet lagged, very tired. I've heard there's really nasty weather going on in Canada anyway. So that's also something she's going to have to deal with. So you're going to go to the bankruptcy hearing, exhausted, jet lagged, probably grumpy, probably hungry. You know, like that's something serious. I would think that somebody would want to have all their senses together, all their focus together before something like that. I don't know if you're planning on skipping out of the hearing, Foodie, citing weather, or you just missed your flight or something. But if you do, there's going to be some repercussions. You won't go to jail, but the debt that you're trying to resolve, you're going to keep it all.
The cats are going to be taken care of by Pete's, but it's only temporary until I come back to Canada for like a longer period. Because I looked into taking the cats, it would be so cruel.
You know what's cruel? You know what's cruel? Having two animals that you leave alone for 3 months unnecessarily. That's cruel. And then to talk about moving out and the cat's really not going with you, that's cruel. What's also cruel is that you have the option to give the cats to somebody. There are lots of people that have offered to take them, and because you're so selfish and so self-centered, you have that way of thinking of, I don't want it, but I don't want you to have it. I no longer want this, but you're so focused on making people on the internet angry, getting on their bad side, that you don't care about them, what happens to them, what their welfare is. Their pain is not your pain, therefore you don't care. And Marley's right. Your cats are your responsibility. True. If you take on a pet, it is ultimately your responsibility. And if you no longer want the responsibility, give it to somebody who will take it on and go, yes, it is my responsibility now, and I'm going to be responsible for it.
Yeah. I just ignore fault sometimes. That visit being a lady I was criticizing the other day said some really nice things. So that was appreciated. So just feel more calm and peaceful, like I don't know, I'm trying to be. For sure. It's not always easy, that's for sure. One of the hardest
Yeah, Miss Amina, as a Muslim woman, she accepted Chantal because Chantal is newly reverted. She's doing what any wonderful, kind, accepting Muslim person would do. You're reverted, they're going to accept you, they're going to embrace you. Unfortunately, Chantal's not doing this out of the calling in her heart, if you will, because she feels a true calling to it. I mean, look at her now. She's newly reverted. She's being a glutton on camera. Haram. She's not even trying to appear like she's following the guidelines. She's doing the same thing that she did back in Canada. She's making a mockery of the Muslim faith. And there's nothing I hate more than people who attach themselves to a faith or a religion, not because they're truly called to it, not because they say this is the right path for me, but they're using it as a shield to hide behind. They're using it as a shield to do evil deeds or to act up or to hurt people, using it as a shield so that they won't get backlash. Hypocrites. I can't stand hypocrites.
People probably just live in like a one bedroom or something. Yeah, without I have to stay away from drama and no raging.
How about staying away from the food? I mean, I'm not saying don't eat at all, but if you are a newly reverted Muslim woman, being a glutton is haram. You're going to stay away from overeating on camera. I mean, no one can stop you from overeating off camera, but you have to show us you overeating on camera. You shouldn't be monetizing your ED anyway. You really shouldn't, Chantal, especially now as a newly reverted Muslim woman.
It's not good, even if you're not Muslim. It's not good for anyone. You know, it's even if you're atheist. If you just like involve negativity in your life every day, does it not affect your mental health? It does mine.
Okay, so this screenshot right here, let me just blow it up. Oh, you know what? I don't want to blow it up. On second thought, let me not blow it up because there's some personal details there. This has to do with Chantal's bankruptcy case. She's going to court for her bankruptcy allegedly on the 29th. And the amount that she owes is about 50 grand. I can't really read. I got like almost 50 grand. You know what's ridiculous about that, Foodie? You did a video recently saying that you make six figures on YouTube. Even with this amount of debt, had you put some money with your six-figure income towards this debt, it would no longer exist. I mean, you sent Sala $9,000 just right there. $9,000. 9 grand. That could have taken off a big chunk of that. And then whatever money you've spent in Kuwait, that could have taken off a big chunk of that debt.
My book, my date, honestly, like, I'm being very vague with everything because, like, I'm just kind of, like, sometimes worried about my security.
You know what's funny? She's vague about some things, but then she runs off at the mouth at others. Like the bankruptcy case, the bankruptcy hearing, her income. These are things that she offered up to us. She gave us this information. knowing that people are always looking at her, knowing that people can sometimes get contacted, she opens the door to it by letting us know things. And then she gets mad if people are contacted. If you didn't run your mouth, Chantal, you wouldn't have half as many problems as you do. That, and if you took care of yourself.
A little bit, you know. Be a demon will be serious. So since you're not on a plane now, when are you heading home? I can't tell you the exact day, happy B-Day, but it's soon. You know, people know about my hearing, which I went.
Yeah, everybody knows about your hearing because you told us. And then people did some digging. So whose fault is it?
Really wish, you know, people weren't so invasive, but some of it's public information, but some of it's just like incredible. But you can do the hearing remotely on Zoom, so that's actually what's gonna happen.
So she's giving up way too much information here. She's saying to the audience, yes, there's a hearing, and you go watch the hearing remotely. Why would you say that to an audience when you know how hated you are, Foodie? Why would you say that? It's almost like you want people to contact other people and show them video clips and let them know information. You are digging the hole yourself.
But yeah, there's kids that love to play in the hall. They have this. The money you save from drugs you can use towards paying down your debt. Yeah. Inshallah. People will try to push buttons in hopes of a.
You know what would save her a lot of money? Like be able to pay off her debt in less than a year? Cutting back on the food. No joke. Just the food. Like Natter said, and actually she said that she spends about $3,000 to $4,000 a month on food. So if her debt is $47,000, if she cuts down on her food bill, she can have all of that paid off in less than a year.
Reaction from me. Do not do that. You know it's important. Yeah, exactly.
Cut down on the Starbucks bees, Foodie. Cut down on the BK Nashies, Foodie. All that debt would be gone.
That's what, like, the thing with the marriage license. Like, honestly, people don't know how wrong they are. Like, they really don't know. I understand some people live in the Middle East and they think they know everything, but as for producing a marriage certificate, there's just no point because they're just gonna say it's fake. You know what I mean? There's no point in trying to prove things to people that only want to think you're wrong, you know?
You know, if she wanted to prove us wrong, she could have done it immediately. When you and Salah got married, where are the pictures of your wedding? Where are the pictures of the reception? Because weddings and receptions over there are big deals. They're big celebrations. You didn't show us that. Didn't even show like a real marriage certificate. It's fake. It's phony. It is. You know it is. You know it is. So that's the video from Marley HENDRIX. So please check out Marley HENDRIX. And this is from Perfectly Imperfect. Perfectly Imperfect did this video and Chantal had a hissy fit. And this has happened before when Perfectly Imperfect talked about her bankruptcies. Chantal she just blew a gasket. And Perfectly Imperfect did it again, talking about the hearing. So let's watch.
Yes.
I will also be leaving a link for this video in the video link description. Please check out Perfectly Imperfect if you haven't. But this video right here, this is Chantal talking about the money she makes and the bankruptcies. Again, you don't want people to contact other people, Chantal. You got to shut your mouth.
Yes, I owe taxes. I was able to reduce a lot of what I owed because of my expenses. I was able to reduce it by a lot, by like $25,000. And that's okay because I make 6-digit figures, so it doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you how much I make, but I can set up a payment plan. Don't worry about it. And the minute everything is discharged, which I have a hearing, which will be done on the 30th of January, I can sponsor him, no problem.
So that's basically her plan, to come home, have this bankruptcy hearing, and then when she gets things settled, when she gets on a payment plan, she can sponsor Salah.
Oh, but again, that's no one's business.
Exactly. It's no one's business, but you big moron, you just made it everybody's business. by putting it in a video. The stupidity with this one, I can't, y'all. I just, it's nobody's business, but I'm going to make it everybody's business by turning it into YouTube content. You know what? Once you make it into YouTube content, everybody knows about it. Everybody's aware. Uh-oh, there's music. Here is evidence that she does have a hearing on the 30th regarding her second bankruptcy. So there's some of the stuff. I'm not going to read everything out. You guys can watch it on Perfectly Imperfect's video if you'd like. So there's the liabilities and there's the assets. And if Chantal's making 6 figures or maybe 7 figures, because last year she was making more, it's just ridiculous that she has all this debt. It's ridiculous. She should have no debt with her making 6 figures. Next document will show that there is a hearing set and a court number attached, as well as a trustee administrator appointed to her case, which, by the way, because she made this public information, I've heard around the way that this guy is getting video clips of Chantal talking about where her money has been going. So I'm sure he's very interested in that. So there's all the information courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect. Remember, Chantal, you made this public. You made this public. You talked about it. You shouldn't have said a word. Nobody would have known. Nobody.
Everything is discharged, which I have a hearing, which will be done on the 30th of January.
So she's telling us what kind of hearing it is, the date of that hearing, and that's some of the information is just public information. She, dropping enough breadcrumbs for people to find out.
I can sponsor him, no problem. So, but again, that's no one's business.
The official bankruptcy records in Canada are compiled by the Office of the Superintendent of Bankruptcy Canada and are public records. So there's everything that Perfectly Imperfect is showing in this video is completely legal. She's not revealing personal information. It's public record. So Foodie went off in her community post after this video dropped. Chantal lost her mind the last time that Perfectly Imperfect talked about this. She just blew a gasket, and because Perfectly Imperfect is talking about it again. And remember, Foodie talked about this first, and all that Perfectly Imperfect did was go through public records and put it into a video. Chantal just can't handle it. So let's go over here to my Twitter. Meandering Thoughts, Foodie Beauty, Chantal admits she paid Big Turk for intimate relations, and what the law says that about it's legal. So yeah, I'm sure that the trustee is getting a lot of interesting video clips of what Chantal has paid for. Like she's over there, she's trying to claim a bankruptcy, but yet her money has been going every which way this past year. And here's a free shot from the newest live. Y'all look at that. There's no plate here. There's not even a takeout container. That's an entire pan of rice. Are you trying to are you catering to the feeders again, Chantal? You need to slow down. There's many fetishes in the world. I have no problem with a lot of them. The feeder fetish, I do have a problem with because essentially it's somebody eating themselves to death. It's a fetish that can result in somebody ending up in the hospital or dying. So anybody who's catering to Chantal and you're a feeder and you're sending her money, you basically want her to end up on the other side of the dirt. And shame on you. Like she's catering to you, you're paying her, because you have your fetish, but your fetish is very harmful. Shame on you for doing it. Enablers, feeders. Tofu says, someone send this to her bankruptcy guy. $300 in fungi and $500 in, well, you see the word right here. So let's play the clip.
He used to charge me, he charged me $300 for shrooms once for a gram. I bet you he pocketed that money, fucking ripped me off. Or $150 for coke every time. Probably charging me. I talked to a coke dealer a while ago. At the time, they were like, $150. I've never heard of it being that expensive. Oh, this is good shit. This is really good shit. $150. It was probably more like 80 or 90, and he would pocket the rest.
Yeah, because you're stupid. But you kept saying, oh, it costs more because I'm getting the really good stuff. Oh, yeah, he probably told you that because you're stupid. And he profited off of your stupid. I don't want to play the rest of the clip because she's talking about things. Okay, this is from Hidden Truths. Foodie Beauty, she chose to answer a question about OnlyFans, but she's supposed to be a Muslim.
Your chicken gravy and make poutine. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a question from Flop Air. Address Peach using the spatula to flip burgers. And that is the spatula that she used to spank herself in the naughty clip.
Flop Air. I watched it.
See, as a newly reverted Muslim woman, why couldn't you just say, hey, that's in the past, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. But, you know, she just answered the question. Florida Salt and Sass says if she were almost $50K behind in taxes in the States, and the IRS saw her vacationing in Kuwait and making plans to hit up the Maldives, she'd be crying right now. She's lucky she has the tax legal system she does, right? Because we all know the IRS, they do not play. You owe a lot of money, they're going to come for you. She's lucky she's in Canada, and they're that just forgiving. So Perfectly Imperfect says the trustee had no idea she had a YouTube channel and the amount of money she makes. He asked for people to send clips of any relevant videos. This will be interesting for sure. Oops. Oh, you better pray for mercy, Chantal. You better pray for mercy. There's so much stuff out there that you've said and you've done. Girl. And here's snapshots of the information, also courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect. Okay, I'm dead. Florida Sultan says, I snorted at this. So Chantal is still in Kuwait and eating a litter box, he said. Well played, Alex. Well played. Oh my goodness, you're right. It does look like a litter box. And it's the size of a litter box. That's not a plate, that's a litter box. Oh, Alex, you nailed it. I'm dead. As a cat owner, I'm just like, yep, I can see that. That entire, y'all look, that entire tin is filled with rice. That is a platter meant for several people. You got like 3 inches of rice from top to bottom in the entire container. Why does one person need that much? This was for a feeder. Had to be for a feeder. Had to be. There's no way in the world she can eat all that at once. She did this for a feeder request. She's trying to cater to the feeders because they were bankrolling her before, giving her money on YouTube, giving her money through PayPal for her to do requests. But that's funny, saying she's eating out of a litter box. That is so true. Okay, this is from Hidden Truths. What do you say, Hidden Truths?
Mashallah. Konnichiwa.
Okay, I cannot. Oh, there we go. If there was ever a truer picture of Foodie, that would be it. Her stuffing her face. her stuffing her face. I can't. This live's going to be painful. I already know it. Mama Whale says FFS. All she had to do was keep her mouth shut and not announce to all of YouTube that she had an upcoming hearing in the first place. She's our own worst enemy, and I'm here for it. Right. She just had to keep her mouth shut, and nobody would have known, and nobody would have known all the details. She gave us the details. Florida Salt and Sass says, so a fresh start. Taking a Muslim name that means star of the sea. She's calling herself Starfish. Well, that's something. The past is never far. So if she took a name that means star of the sea, and it meant basically it translates to starfish, it kind of sounds like she's making a joke of being a newly reverted Muslim woman. Why would you take a name that reminds you of the supposed past that you're trying to get away from? I mean, make that make sense. You're trying to make a fresh start, and everybody knows about you and starfish and Chantal. So why would you take a name that essentially means starfish? Bubble Butt Booty Meat Jones says, starting to think she gets off on talking about being cruel to her cats. Is this the same clip? Let me play it to make sure.
Technically. Home is where Sala is and the cats, but the cats, well, Sam, knock on wood, he's a young chap. He will be reunited with me. I was thinking, like, I hate to use the word rehome, but I wonder if he would be happier, like, with somebody who really loves cats and has a good.
You know what? I'm sure those cats would be happy with anybody who's not you. I know they can be very traumatic for a cat or a dog or any pet. If they've had an owner and then they switch owners, it can be stressful because pets do form bonds with their owners. And when the owner disappears, they become very depressed and very sad because they're like, what happened? Why is this person not here? But I'll tell you what, Chantal, rehome is a better word than neglect. Rehoming is so much better of a word than neglect.
Big yard and like can just give him a wonderful life until I get back.
So she's not really speaking about BBJ, but she's already talking about not even having Sam. I really hope she does the right thing by both pets because she's so in her selfish head about herself. That would be the kindest thing she could do. This is from D. Angry Scott saying, when you're so big, your head has to squeeze into a life jacket. It's time to put down the trowel of rice. So this is Sala and Chantal. They did a vlog today. I might go over it later. But look at Chantal. Look at Sala. Chantal, please slow down with the eating. Please slow down. It looks like it barely fit around your head. And from what I saw of that video, it just looks like you're having more and more trouble moving, even your neck. Like you can barely turn your neck anymore. This is from Hype Queen. Explanation from the farms about Foodie Beauty upcoming bankruptcy hearing. So the farm says, your lit works with you, yes, but the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act obligates them to wrangle the bankrupt person as well. It is extremely rare to need a hearing for discharge unless you are on your third or more bankruptcy. If it is your third bankruptcy, the act says you must go to court to be discharged, even if you are a model bankrupt and do everything your trustee says. On your first, or in Chantal's case, second bankruptcy, you are eligible for an automatic discharge, no court hearing needed, within a certain statutory period, 9 to 21 months for the first bankruptcy and 24 to 36 months for the second. You only have a discharge hearing on your second bankruptcy if your discharge is being opposed by a creditor or your trustee. It is way more common for trustees to oppose their client's discharge than one of the client's creditors. Basically, Chantal has failed to fulfill her duties as a bankrupt under the Act, and Andre has resorted to court to rein her in. She has also most likely been dodging him because the trustees will work with clients to work out the beef before a court date, i.e., if Chantal has been willing to work with Mr. Block to fulfill her duties or devise a plan to do so in the coming year, he would have foregone the hearing. Also, trustees send out notice of the hearing 3 months before the hearing date. So she has known he is looking for her and her participation for at least 3 months and screwed off to Kuwait instead. The act states fleeing the country to avoid your bankruptcy duties. Let's see. Can amount to an offense under the act and earn her a summary conviction of a fine or a fine and short jail time. For a layman's dive into when and why you end up in a bankruptcy court, follow the link. To quote the bankruptcy lawyer interviewed for the piece, well, first of all, if you're going to court, it's because you didn't do something you were supposed to, or you did do something you're not supposed to. As Milk Tea would say, pick your poison, Chantal. So isn't it something, y'all? Isn't it something? Remember all the way back to Chantal talking about Salah, and then she just up and left Canada to go be with him in Kuwait, like all of a sudden. I wonder if this had anything to do with it. Like she was getting heat from the trustee and she was running from him. So to avoid the bankruptcy, to avoid the trustee, she went to Kuwait, like she just up and left. Just up and left. And so the trustee said, okay, I guess we're going to court. I wonder if that was the case. If her going to Kuwait was really not about Salah and content, it was about running from her bankruptcy and the money that she owed. Rocky Go About says, Foodie Beauty, you are married now. That means your husband takes on your debts as his and vice versa. His income and money should be going against those debts and taken into consideration in any bankruptcy. His money, excuse me, his money is worth 4 times Canadian, no free rides. Yeah, that's the bad part about getting married. If your spouse, if they have debts, then they suddenly become your debts. And she's got a lot of them. Aw, this is so cute. Look. Mama Doug carrying the baby, being the Uber. Okay, so what do we got here? All right, this is the My Name is Mariam live. We're going to cover part of that. I kind of kept a peek on it. It's her eating, it's her being boring, but let's see what she has to say. And when it gets too boring, I'll just dip out. So let's do this.
Water. Messy Jessie, Missy, hi. Movie gal, hey, how are you? Gemini Gem, hello, hello, hello. Um, I'm alive. I'm gone from the internet for how long, and people think I'm just gone from this world. Thank you. I like this hijab too. Rosie, Mary Poppins, not me. Hey PNV. I love saying that. Hi PNV.
She said she wasn't going to go live until she got back home. Well, she broke that promise because Chantal needs her attention fix. She needs it and she needs the money, so she cannot just not go live.
Um, so Salah will be joining us now. He's going to be eating. Um, he likes to be in the chat more. Black's Chaos. He likes to do gaming streams. Maddie loves Tony, but he does love the Beezers. Hey Flabero, hi guys. Hey Blacks, how are you? I didn't have my daily foodie fix. I feel like you've been gone forever. I know, I feel like I've been gone forever. The villa looks really different today. We were told no live streams until I know. You know me. What are y'all eating? I'm gonna show you. Girl sip.
Do you have to show us? I already saw it. I don't want to see it again.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hi, King Beezer. Salut, ma belle. I'm hungry too. Mirella. Is that how I say it?
And Chantal, she did a rage community post before doing this live. So watching this live, she's stress eating. She's worried because she knows she opened her mouth and the trustee probably has been contacted and sent video clips of her bragging about the money she made and where she spent it. So she's stress eating. So if you see her eating a lot and eating quickly, for those who have no experience with an ED whatsoever, and I hope you never experience something like that because it's awful. She's stress eating. This is what happens when you stress eat. This is why when you have an ED, you cannot eat when you're feeling negatively because you'll eat more and you'll eat faster.
Hello. Salut, comment ça va? Address people contact. Flop. I think this is so crazy, honestly. What do you think? Love your reaction to the floating floor when you stepped off the boat. Have you guys ever stepped on a floating floor? Like, for real? I thought I was gonna die. I was like, why are they giving us life jackets? And then now I understand. We. Can you live react to Yo Mama's new song? No, I'm not doing any more reactions. You know, I gotta cool my jets. I haven't even seen it yet. What is your favorite pillar of Islam? Um, prayer, Salah. Yes, I just saw a YouTube video on interactive prayer mat for reverts, and I thought of you. I will send you the website. Yes, please, Mary Poppins, because yeah, learning the Arabic is, so for now I'm allowed to just read. Um, we've been praying together. It's so nice. Uh, we're obviously not perfect yet, but Okay, so I'm having kebab, because it's one of my favorite things here, among other things.
Look at that. Y'all look at that. Does that look like a party platter or what? I mean, granted, there's two kebabs on there, but look at all that rice. Even if Sala were to take half of that, it would still be too much for her. That is like a party platter of rice. It's meant for a huge party of people. And you're right, Alex. It does look like a litter box. It does. It looks like a freaking cat litter box. It's the same size.
Iranian kebab.
I can't with the litter box rice. I can't.
Grilled tomato, meat, logs, and saffron rice. I think it's saffron rice with like red currants. I don't know what.
You've got enough food there for at least 6 people. You got 2 big kebabs. Where's Sala? Is he coming to get one of the kebabs so that you have one and he has one and you guys divvy up the rice? No, that's all for you. You're a glutton.
What kind of, I still don't know. Then you have some beans, white beans and tomato. They make fresh bread there.
Why do you even need the bread? I'm serious. Like, why? Girl, there was enough carbs in that litter box container for an entire 6 months. You got enough carbs in that one container for 6 months. Why do you need more carbs? So you got like 2 little things of meat and overload on the carbs. And she wonders why she's gaining weight so rapidly. And I would like to know why, Chantal, you are almost hell-bent on gaining all this weight. Are you catering to the feeders? Are you doing it because at some point you're going to say, oh, I can't work, I can't do anything, take care of me, to your audience or perhaps to the government? Why are you so bent on gaining as much weight as possible? What is going on, mama? Get it together. No, anyone out there in my audience, if you're of a bigger size, I love you. I love you. There's beauty in every size, okay? You don't have to be stick thin or petite to be beautiful. There's beauty in every size. But if you're someone, this is my opinion, if you're somebody and you are at a certain size, and it's not because of physical reasons or medical reasons where you've gained weight because you can't move or because of medication. If you have reached a size where you are just eating and eating and eating, and you're having trouble turning your head, you have trouble walking, you have trouble doing the simple things, that is your body's signal that there's too much going on. You need to help it out. And Chantal is at that size. She has trouble walking. She has trouble standing. She has trouble breathing. She's like weebles and she wobbles, but she doesn't fall down. Your body is screaming for you to help it out. You can only do so much. You are 5 feet tall, Foodie. You're 500 plus pounds. Girl, cut it out. Your body can't take much more. You don't need all that bread. You don't need all that rice. No.
Hi. Don't tell anyone when you're leaving. I have a big mouth, I know.
Yeah, you have a big mouth, then you say too much, and then when people take that information you gave us and they do something with it, then you get mad, although it's your fault.
It's very cool and interactive. It will be very helpful. Beans perfect before a long flight. Yeah, well, I need to do a lot of walking. It's going to take me an hour to walk to my gate. I'm going to challenge myself. Lemon on.
Now that would be content. Not that I want to see other people at the airport, but that would be interesting content. Chantal at the airport, walking, trying to get to her gate, the struggle. That would be interesting. That'd be more interesting than all the content she's given us in Kuwait.
This? That isn't Canada. I'm not home yet, I know. Maybe it's a green screen. This is pomegranates and roca, or watercress, sorry. So, let's eat. Beauty bite, hold on. I love these beans with rice.
See, she shouldn't be doing that either. The whole beauty bite thing. That's a call back to her earlier videos when she was catering to the feeders. You're supposed to be a changed woman, but you're not changing. You're catering to the same toxic people that just want to see you get bigger and bigger and bigger and more unhealthy. And if you're unhealthy and if you have immobility because of your weight, it's not their problem. All they care about is their fetish. You're hurting no one but yourself, catering to these idiots on YouTube.
My gosh, my favorite meal. Thanks for the super chat. The villa is not. No, that's impossible, Flop.
This person, Missy Moo, says that perfectly rabid hamster must have a super dull love life if she gets off on sharing your financial stuff. Loser. She looks like crazy Michelle Duggar. You know what, Missy? Let me tell you something, madam. Pull up a chair. Perfectly Imperfect is a mom. You and Foodie both went after her. Do you know what happens when you go after a mama bear and her cubs? They can turn lethal. You went after her. You and Foodie went after her and her children. So now all the gloves have come off. And the information that she shared in the video was public record. It was legal. It was absolutely legal. So you can't get mad at that, Missy. Public record.
We're going to be moving, so.
And Chantal herself, she opened the door because she told everybody not just about her bankruptcy, but also her bankruptcy hearing. And she gave a date of when it would be happening. She gave way too much information, Kent. So all that Perfectly Imperfect did was just make a video. Had your girl, Chantal, shut her mouth, this wouldn't have happened. It's weird. Chantal is private about some details, but not about others that are also important. It's her fault.
There's that. But we won't tell you guys where. Like, well, Peace will be moving. I'm going to be probably staying just like wherever with family until,
So basically bumming off your family. Miss six figures. This is so embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for her. Always bragging about the money she makes on YouTube, all the money she makes on YouTube. Yet this one has taken out payday loans before, borrowed money from family. She has debt. I'm embarrassed for her. How is this even possible? That she makes all this money and yet she's so far in debt she can't even see her behind. How is this possible? Because she's irresponsible. She's irresponsible. She wastes her money and she expects everybody to just work with her, work around her, and take care of her. You're not a child, Chantal.
I come back here. Yeah, it is haram, but I'll tell you guys more details when I have them and we're more settled in that, okay?
I got $20 that says that she has not told Pete at all that he's got to move out. How much y'all want to bet? I'll put $20 on it. That she's been talking to him and saying, "Don't worry about it. I don't know yet. We'll talk when I get home." And she's going to hit him upside the head with it when she gets home. But she's given him no time to prepare, no time, no preparations, no nothing. Because that's the way she operates. She cares about herself. She doesn't care about anybody else and what happens to them or if she puts him in a tight spot. Although, like I said, I got no sympathy for Pete. Everybody tried to warn him. He didn't want to listen.
Yeah, I'm not going to give details right now. You know what, Mary Poppins? I want to be like dead tired by the time I get on my flight because it's so long. Thank you, Kitty Kins. That's so nice of you. Thank you, guys.
You know, Chantal's ridiculous. She's going to keep the details of coming home private because she thinks what all the reactors are just going to show up at the airport to catch a glimpse of her. Your ego is astounding, Chantal. Nobody's going to show up at the airport to catch a glimpse of you. We got things to do. Even French Fry Girl, do you think she's going to drive all that way just to catch a glimpse of you at the airport? Come on. From what I hear, there's bad weather in Canada. Who wants to drive around in that just to catch a glimpse of you? Nobody's going to meet you at the airport. Nobody wants to. So travel home and you'll be at the airport all alone anyway.
If you go to the airport, jail will you A plus. Good job, pea and vinegar. Yeah, I know, babe. I'm not gonna give details, but okay. Every restaurant we eat from, pretty much, like the homemade food, they make bread. Oh my gosh. And it's so good. It's not like those dinner rolls, although I like those little dinner rolls. Do you guys with the butter? So you're not gonna stay at the villa. Eventually, like probably within the next month. Um, the cats are gonna be taken care of by Pete's,
What about by you? You're the owner.
but it's only temporary until I come back to Canada.
But you're not making sense. You're coming back to Canada. So you're leaving Canada. I don't know exactly when. He's been taking care of them. He's been cat sitting for you. So that means when you come back, then it's your responsibility again. So what do you mean?
For like a longer period. Because I looked into taking the cats, it would be so cruel. Yeah. I just ignore flop sometimes. Hi, Freya. Flopper is my longest running troll here. Where are you homing peas? I don't get why people get to tell you what is a happen. That's between you and Allah. Yeah. No one's perfect, and you know, I'm trying, but it's gonna take some time, and
It may take some time, but are you trying right now? No, you're overeating on camera.
You know, I've been welcomed pretty well so far from my sisters.
My apologies for anyone who is grossed out by her eating. You guys know how I feel about that. I freaking hate her eating, but that's all she does anymore is eat and talk, eat and talk. It's impossible to get around.
That Miss Amina lady I was criticizing the other day said some really nice things. So that was appreciated. I'll just feel more calm and peaceful. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to be, for sure. It's not always easy, that's for sure. One of the hardest things to do is like hold your tongue. But yeah. So these will probably just live in like a one bedroom or something. Um, yeah, baby, without. I have to stay away from drama and no raging.
Yeah, good luck with that. Drama is what you are, drama is what you do. Good luck with that.
That's not good. Even if you're not Muslim, it's not good for anyone. You know, it's even if you're atheist, if you just like involve negativity in your life every day, does it not affect your mental health? It does mine. My book? Mm, you know, that's a good idea, A plus. Hey, Brittany. Compression stocks or are we embolism piecing? No, Reginald. But last time, I didn't either. So if I'm dead tired by the time I get on the plane, inshallah, I only need one seat. No, I'm just joking.
No, you're going to need at least 2 or 3 seats. And I'm not being rude saying that. At Chantal's current size, to be comfortable, to keep herself safe and other passengers safe, she's going to need at least 2 seats, possibly a third. Because we don't know how much weight she's gained, but in order for anyone to be comfortable around her and for her to get the proper extenders and so she can be in her seat safely, she needs 2, maybe 3 seats.
The problem is like, okay, the seats. Go watch our newest vlog, by the way, if you would like to. We went to Felika Island. It's gonna be like 3 or 4 parts. It was 6 hours. We went. Oh my gosh, I never knew that being on a yacht would make me sick. Like we were both on the way home. We were both. It was going like this, really bad. And I was like, oh my god. I thought because it was a huge boat that it would be there would be less rocking. Oh my gosh. It was bad. It was bad. We were both like motion sick and I'm just like lean back, babe, and just close your eyes. And what was my point of this? Oh yeah, it was 6 hours of walking and everything. So it was a long day.
Yeah, so if she filmed for 6 hours, she's going to make several vlogs out of it, which strengthens the point that, like Chantal will film a bunch of footage and then splice it up just to get money out of each and every segment. And if she's getting ready to come home to Canada, if they have a couples channel, she's going to want to stay out all day and film with Sala because that'll be like maybe the last opportunity they film anything together.
Day. So we have a lot of footage, but it was so nice. I want to go back. The good thing to do, because I didn't get to see all of the island because I can't walk it. Yeah, seasickness. You can rent a car there. So we're gonna rent a car. I think how much was it to rent a car? Like 10 KD. You can also camp. Those huts you saw.
Chantal, it sounds like you're not planning on leaving anytime soon. Like maybe you're going to leave at the last possible minute just so you can tell the trustee, hey, I couldn't make it because I was in another country. Is that going to be the excuse? Because you chose not to come home on time? That sounds like what you're about to do. Because you're talking about going out again and doing more filming before you leave.
You can camp right up front of the ocean.
And I really hope that you don't make the mistake of overstaying your visa. Is that what you're planning to do? You're going to overstay your visa? That's a big no-no, Chantal.
So romantic and nice. So I think when I come back, I want to do that. Drive around because I want to show you guys like all of the. It's so cool. We saw so much. So it's gonna.
You know what I hope? I hope that when she does get on that plane, they put a big old stamp on her passport saying that she cannot return to Kuwait. I really do. I hope that they say, nope, this was your one visit here and it shall be your last. Have a nice flight home. Bye bye. I hope that they tell her that.
Gonna be a few vlogs of that, and then I'm gonna do some filming of me packing and getting ready to leave and everything. So I was being vague, like my date. Honestly, like I'm being very vague with everything because like people are just. I'm just kind of like sometimes worried about my security a little bit, you know.
Nobody is going to meet you at the airport. I promise you, Chantal. I promise you. No one's going to be at the airport waiting for you to return, waiting for you to get off that plane to snap pictures and do videos. Nobody. Nobody. No one.
Um, the edema will be serious. So since you're not on a plane now, when are you heading home? I can't tell you the exact day, Happy B Day, but it's soon. People know about my hearing,
Yep. Because you
which I really wish people weren't so invasive, but that some of it's public information. But
I hate her using that word invasive. Invasive means people intruding into something that was private. That's invasive. Like somebody breaking into your home safe, that's invasive. That is a home invasion. But when you're someone and you have a channel on YouTube and you decide on your own to talk about information that is private and you put it out there to the public, that's not really invasive, is it? You're letting things be known.
some of it's just like incredible. But
You can tell she really wants to rage on Perfectly Imperfect. Maybe that's why she's eating so much tonight. She can't rage. She's trying to use the food to calm herself down.
you can do the hearing remotely on Zoom, so that's actually what's going to happen. Um, but yeah, my mom and my stepdad are picking me up at the airport. You can't control your blood vessel.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the Aunt Phyllis was basically her buddy. How come Aunt Phyllis ain't picking her up? Did something happen between her and Aunt Phyllis? Why are her mom and her stepdad picking her up?
By being sleepy. When people say stuff all demanding, I know, address it. It's been a thing for a long time, Maddie. We know a few weirdos that would be crazy enough to show up at the airport. Don't say a word, Mabel. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm not afraid of like people like doing anything to me, but well, you know what? You never know. You never know. People are unhinged, right? As a Canadian who is the same age as you, I'm 1 week older, and who's grown up in the same place in the world, Gatineau, Ottawa. I'm super interested to see where your new views on life will take you. Oh, really, fellow Gatineau, Ottawa person. Mimi, I'm interested too because I never thought my life would be here right now. So I'm really excited. Life is definitely a journey. Delta 8? What is Delta 8? No. No, I won't be doing any of that. I know people are just waiting for me to go and order wheelchairs, but that's not going to happen.
You're, there's always semantics. And here's an example of one of them. Look at that smarmy look. You know why she's not going to order wheelchairs? You know why she can make that promise? Because she's already got wheelchairs at home. Pete's even said she's got wheelchairs in her room. So she's telling the truth. I'm not going to order wheelchairs. Why? Because she already has some. She's got some waiting for her back at the villa.
Actually, I don't even really miss it. Like,
Liar.
oh, okay, a little bit, I won't lie, but no. I don't miss what it did to, like, how I let it affect my life and my finances. And
That's because you're a moron. Because you were taking such ridiculous high doses. And you would do them all day. You would pop them in your mouth like Tic Tacs. Other people that take the edibles, they take them responsibly. They take lower doses so they can relax and the medicine can do what it's supposed to do. You were over there taking 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 milligrams at a time. Ridiculous, stupid amounts, Chantal. Stupid amounts. To the point where your tolerance was so high, you couldn't feel them anymore.
I'm an addict. I gotta stay away from that stuff anyway. And it's and someone
Yeah, well, eating excessively is haram. Are you stopping that? No.
tell me once that being seasick was a state of mind. No, it's really not. Okay, let me eat a little bit. You think it is? That's interesting. My gosh, I love this stuff. Yeah. Hijab? Yeah, Messi Jesse. I could do that. Yeah, Pete knows.
I doubt that. In the live that I showed you guys, he was like, he said outright, I'm waiting for Chantal to get back. He said, I might have to move out. That means he was unsure. Excuse me, you need some water. He didn't, doggone it. Pardon me, my throat. He did not say, I for sure have to move out and I have to prepare to move out. He said, I don't know yet. I have to wait for Chantal to get home. I might have to move out. Might means maybe. It means I don't know if I will or I don't know if I won't. He said it, might, which means they did not have a conversation where she said, this is what's definitely happening and you need to start getting started for it. So no, they did not have that conversation.
What's up, Brittany? They're gonna try to crash my Zoom. I wouldn't put it past them. Mm. Wheelchair was slang for the edible. You save so much money not buying those things. Yeah. Please ignore the negativity Allah says about them in the Quran.
I'm just going to point this out. Chantal herself said that she spends about $4,000 a month on food and probably another few thousand on the green. So if she has a debt of, say, $47,000, if she had cut down on the food and the green, she would have been able to pay off all that debt within less than 6 months.
To forgiveness, O Muhammad, and enjoy kindness and turn away from the ignorant. That's really what I'm trying to do. Harry.
You know, if Pete gets another place, I don't think he's going to get a 1-bedroom anywhere because he doesn't have good credit and he doesn't have any money saved up. I think the best he could hope for is Chantal giving him enough money to move into a roommate situation, like renting a room. It'd be a lot cheaper. Just her saying, here, let me help pay to get you into a room, and that's that. But even then, if that happens, what about the villa? What about the villa? All the damage is done to that villa. Because as I've mentioned, the people that rent the place out, they're going to have to come in and remove all the garbage, which costs money. They're going to have to repaint. They're going to have to sanitize the paint because Chantal was smoking certain things in the villa. You got to do a special treatment on the paint to get that stuff out. Rip up the carpet, repair any of the plumbing, also money. The damage might be totaling into the thousands. And Pete's will be on the hook for it because his name was on the lease, not hers.
Let's just be a better person, you know? Colleen, hi! Yeah, flop, I think so. Stream your hearing. Honestly, I know my fault. I know I've been nothing but irresponsible with finances my whole life.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
And we've always had this point of view of I can just do whatever I want and there'll never be any consequences. And the reading I did for you recently, privately in my home, I was wondering how were things were going to go. Chantal, the judgment card was right on top of your card. It was right there. Right there. You're not going to be able to pivot out of this like you have in the past with other things. This is serious. The people that are going to be talking to you are not going to be Beezers or VIBs. You won't be able to hee your way out of this one or say, just kidding. This is serious. Finances are serious. And I'm sure the trustee is probably getting some very interesting video clips that he's going to make you aware of and he's going to ask questions of. And how are you going to explain yourself?
So I have to change that. I should have changed that a long time ago.
Yep, you sure have.
Hi, crispy buns. Kebab and rice. Iranian style.
This is so obviously for the feeders. She keeps taking the big spoonfuls of food into her mouth. She keeps showing off the cat litter pan of rice. This is a feeder request. Somebody's paying her to do this.
Garnishing your wages? No. I mean, here's the thing, like, there was a one time, very short period, a few months or whatever, I made a lot of money. Well, a decent amount, not like millions or anything. But that changes, you know? For some people, finances go up and down, money comes and goes. Some people are smart and stable with their money. So it's a learning process. I don't know. My hamster is making noise. Like, there's kids that love to play in the hall. They have this like bike thing. The money you save from drugs you can use towards paying your debt down your debt. Yeah, inshallah. People will try to push buttons in hopes of a reaction from you. Do not give them like, you know, it's important. Yeah, exactly. That's what, like, the thing with the marriage license. Like, honestly, people don't know how wrong that.
I have an honest question. If you have a bankruptcy and if you have debt, look, I don't know the legal system, but if you have a bankruptcy, if you have another one on your record as well, and you're working with your trustee to make a payment plan or something with to pay down your debt, at the same time that that's going on, how can you sponsor anybody? Because I would think those in charge who are looking at you as the sponsor, if they see a record that you are someone that you're not responsible with your money and you currently have a debt that you are paying off, are you someone that you are stable enough that you can sponsor another person? I would think the answer would be no, that they would look at that person and go, no, this person's not stable enough. We can't grant this. That's just my opinion.
They are. Like, they really don't know. I understand some people live in the Middle East and they think they know everything, but as for producing a marriage certificate, there's just no point because they're just going to say it's fake. You know what I mean? There's no point in trying to prove things to people that only want to think you're wrong, you know?
Well, you could easily prove us wrong. Show us some photos of the wedding. Show us some photos of the reception. Celebrations are a big deal. You couldn't show us a photo of, like a room with some decorations up and you holding a bouquet or something and the two of you posing together as newly married husband and wife. You don't have to show the other guests, like keep their privacy. But that would be an easy, fast way to shut everybody down. And we know you, Chantal, we know you. You've always been so eager about wanting a guy to claim you and to show proof that somebody has claimed you. Why all of a sudden this marriage and there's no proof of the marriage? The old classic, old school Chantal would have shown those pictures in a heartbeat if they existed, if the marriage was real. That all of a sudden you want privacy? You want privacy because you're not married.
The only hole you can't dig yourself out of is the ground. You can always turn your situation around and make better choices. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yes, Messy Jesse, thank you for the positivity. It's so true. So the conversion means no more makeup because of attracting attention. So makeup is supposed, like, yeah, it's frowned upon.
Yeah, so Chantal's going to say from now on, I'm not wearing makeup. What about filters? Filters change your appearance, do they not? So she doesn't have to wear makeup. I know the app that she's using right now, one of the apps, Face app. She's using Face app. You can download it on your phone, where not only can you change the shape of your face while you're live streaming, you can also add makeup to your face. It'll look like you've got makeup on when you don't have it on. She's got the skin smoothing filter on right now. She doesn't have the contour filter on at max level. It's been dialed down a bit, but she's still got it on. So in place of makeup, you're going to use the app filters.
But I'm wearing like just a little bit of mascara. That's it. Um, I tuned down the filters, as you can see.
Right. She turned them down, but she didn't turn them off.
I actually ordered, I'm going to do a Lush haul when I get home because I ordered all my Lush care to arrive when I got home. I'm going to focus on beautifying myself from the inside. I know that sounds lame, but, or sorry for that word.
Well, you're not focusing now. You overeating like that, how is that beautifying your inside? You're hurting your insides.
I know it sounds, you know, cheesy, but
I'm going to beautify my inside, she says, as she stuffs her face.
I think it's a really good exercise for me, being more calculated in my actions, being more calculated in what I say with my intentions, you know, and not letting myself get triggered and angry because that's on me, you know. It's never going to stop happening. People are always going to try to make you angry. Anybody, people are always going to try to push your buttons.
Nobody has to make you angry because you are an angry person. You have said you have an anger problem. And you've never gone to therapy for it. You've never gone to counseling. So you have that problem. It's not about other people making you angry. It's about you being an angry person and not doing what you could do to fix that problem.
Make you angry. The really the self growth is in holding your tongue and really just, you know, not letting it affect you.
You know, this is my opinion. I think Chantal is an angry person. And if you're an angry person, you have to have a target. You have to have a target for your rage to let it out. So she's an angry person. And I think that periodically she picks targets to let out her rage on. That's why she goes for the reaction channels and her VIBs. It has less to do with what we do and more to do with what's going on inside of her. And she doesn't want to fix the mess inside of her. So she takes out all of that self-loathing and self-hate onto all of us. She projects it on all of us. Chantal hates herself. She absolutely hates herself. She hates who she is. She hates how much she weighs. She doesn't like the way she looks. That's why she's using all these filters. She got all that anger boiling up inside. And yet she won't fix it because she's lazy. She doesn't want to do the work. So all that anger for herself comes out of all of us.
Vans Beezer. It's the same in the buildings in Spain. Really? Sweet vintage so I missed you. Some are trolls. Some are like honorary trolls. They've been here so long. Throw some shoes. It's like Ethan. P&B. And incline not to the disbelievers and hypocrites. Good. Can you send watch Hamster Harry on the kids? Hi Kelly, UK. Are you enjoying your food, babe? Life is funny. I found peace when I left religion, and for that I'm thankful. Ethan. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own, beliefs and everything. We're all different. Thought I would be. But like, I love the reactors. Funnily enough, the people who react to like the weird food being made. Like one woman made this penne pasta. She didn't even take the She didn't even take the paper out of the bottom of the tin thing. Mm. Pomegranates. Add like a juice, sweetness to the greens already, and some lemon. That's it. I'm gonna miss the fresh green. They give you fresh greens with every meal and bread. Mm. Some of the TikToks are annoying, but the trends, I should say. They give you so much rice.
You don't have to eat it. You could have taken half of that, put it in a container, put it in the fridge, and given some to Sala and still had more than enough for yourself. But you being the glutton that you are, you had to eat out the entire box.
Jamie, hey, how are you? Chicken feet? I've never tried that. Is it good? Not just another Muslim doll. Is that Vegas doll? Looking very for me. I seriously miss you guys. If I don't like go live and hang out with you guys almost every day, I get dreams about it. We need to do TikTok dances. We're gonna do Dab Cub maybe, right, babe? Or we can't dance, can I? Ready, set, bees. Honestly, I feel very protected with Sala.
Well, I bet anything that Sala is just counting down the days when you leave. He's going to party so hard when you're gone. He's probably looking at you right now going, why aren't you gone yet? Why aren't you on a plane yet? You should be on a plane right now. Why are you still here?
I said that before. Sala's here. We get withdrawals? Really, Rebe? So what's going on gossip-wise? Not like bad gossip, but...
Foodie, you are a newly reverted Muslim woman. Gossiping is haram, so why do you want to gossip?
In the YouTube world. Mary Poppins, yeah. It's gonna be so hard. When the trends are every video, it drives me nuts. Proof of life for Harry. Harry. Okay, I'll show you in a minute after I eat. Sala said he's gonna put them in the air fryer. I'm just kidding. Right.
That is so not funny.
Babe. Berlin's gaining, so am I. Do you have plans to see each other again soon?
I'm going to say something, and this is not as a disrespect to anyone who is Muslim or anyone who wears the abaya or the hijab. This is just my opinion. I feel the reason why Chantal is wearing the hijab and the abaya is because she's gaining so much weight. She's gaining a lot. And she's trying to use the abaya and the hijab to disguise her weight gain. You guys can see right here, she's got the hijab pinned beneath her chin. You know, she's trying to hold her under chins in, but trying to use that as sort of a form of face thanks. Just trying to use the hijab as kind of a cloth filter of sorts. That's my opinion. I think she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it's getting harder and harder for her to find clothes that fit. So wearing the abaya, it can disguise a bit how much she's gaining. And the same thing with the hijab, it can act as sort of a face filter because the face filters that she uses on her phone, they tend to glitch out from time to time. But look how tightly she's got this pulled underneath her chin. You ain't fooling nobody, Foodie. Filters or no filters, abaya and hijab or no hijab and abaya, we can tell you're getting bigger. You need to slow down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a return ticket, Sweet Vintage. Zachary and Michael came out. I love her scam. He meets girls online, shows them his fancy rich life, asks her to quit her job, move to be his girl. Cam girls. Ew. What a creep. But it's not funny, you know. I made a lot of mistakes. The elevator. There's a shortage because of that. Well, that's up to the doctors not to prescribe it, you know, as well. Zombies.
I'm trying to get to some parts where she's not eating. It's impossible. It's impossible to find a piece of video where she's not stuffing her face. So I apologize, y'all. I don't like seeing her eat. I really hate it. Because all she does anymore is eat.
Oh, messy. Yeah, I was pre-diabetic too. When
What do you mean? You're not pre-diabetic. You are diabetic. You got type 2 diabetes, and there is no cure, ma'am. You're not trying to help your diabetes. What do you mean? Yeah, I remember all the way back you were talking about weight loss surgery, but you would never be approved for weight loss surgery. And even if you were, you would not be able to go through all the steps it takes to get weight loss surgery. You would fail the psych evaluation. You've got an active ED, problem with food. No doctor is going to operate you while that's going on. So you talked about WLS. You realized it was not going to happen. You're always looking for a shortcut for losing weight. You're convinced yourself you can find a shortcut. Trust me, if there was a shortcut, it would have been found long ago. You're happy with thinking about losing weight, but you don't want to take the steps to actually do it. So you did the Ozempic thing for a little while, but you didn't like it. So you let it go. And then your next action was to start doing the cocoa, the snow that doesn't melt, because the snow that doesn't melt gives you energy. It's a powerful stimulant. And when you take something like that, like say caffeine, if you drink a cup of coffee, you don't feel hungry. Well, as intense as your eating problem is, you need a powerful stimulant to keep you from being hungry. So you did lots and lots of cocoa. And we saw you losing weight. You lost, you said 50, 70 pounds. I believe you. But then you gained it all back and then some. So that's what happens when you look for a shortcut to losing weight. You got to put the work in. At your size right now, Chantal, if you just cut down on your portions and the calorie intake, you would start dropping weight like crazy. You would. You would drop weight like mad. If you're a 500-pound woman, I don't know how many calories it takes to maintain 500 pounds, but you're eating those and then some. You're not just maintaining 500 pounds, you're getting more on top of that. If you just cut down on your calories and say ate 1,800 calories, you would start to lose weight.
I was put on it, I think. Free children just outside those hallways waiting for us to adopt them. I don't want screaming kids. I'm kidding.
Oh, so you don't like screaming kids, but didn't you want to adopt a kid? Didn't you want a family? This is one of the reasons why you would not be good as a parent, Chantal, because kids are loud sometimes. Sometimes they scream. Sometimes they get into trouble. You don't have the patience. You don't have the patience for a child.
Uploading is. Pickle soup. I'm eating Iranian kebab with rice. Mm. Ooh.
Oh, this is interesting. Flopera says, you forgot that both TVs in the villa were pawned and no Mariobis. So both the TVs are gone? That wouldn't surprise me.
Behibak Habibi. Hayati. Albi. I never knew there
Don't
was.
say.
Inshallah, I'm gonna do my best. Um, I have to order up my own prayer rug. I can't take yours, baby, because then
Yeah, how is Chantal going to pray 5 times a day and keep herself clean? We've seen the state of the villa. Can you guys imagine her putting a prayer rug down on that filthy carpet and having to lean down 5 times a day, having to put her nose to the carpet and smell it?
but I don't know, like for me right now, kneeling, getting up and down, like sometimes the prayer.
Okay, so Miss Abella says, just reminding you, alcohol is halal, weed is halal, pork is halal. If I catch you breaking any of these rules, you have no right to hate on us for pointing it out. I'm going to screenshot this as proof. Okay.
You have to kneel several times, and it's so hard for me. Like my knees are bad. So and
No. I don't think your knees are bad. I think you're just big. Maybe it might be hard for you to kneel down. But the interesting thing about you saying that, Chantal, is that I remember you doing your little workout video for the feeders. You remember it? There's clips of it everywhere where you had on the sports bra and the pants. You were kneeling down just fine. And I remember you kneeling down on the workout ball. So I think you can kneel down. You just don't want to.
in that case, I can try to modify it just until I'm in better shape,
When's that going to be?
like by standing the whole time and like bending. Pickle soup is good. It's made with dill pickles. Sure, pickle. Don't say goodbye. Just say smell you later. Yeah, a hairy cam. There was a whole period where you didn't eat pork. Yeah, it wasn't ever my favorite. I mean, just like pepperoni. Actually, we had pepperoni pizza. If you check my TikTok, it was so good. I didn't even taste that. I noticed it wasn't pork. It must have been beef. I think it was beef pepperoni. Usually, the pork.
And see, one of her members is trying to help her out, saying you should just get a padded yoga mat to put under. Maybe the cushion would help the knee. So like where there's a will, there's a way. That one of her members is trying to help her out. If she wanted to do the prayer the right way, here's a solution to where she could do it and it would not hurt her knee so much.
Products are substituted here with beef, like, or veal. Excuse me. Sorry, Tiffany. Oh my gosh, message me on if you want on Instagram. I hope you're okay. Veal bacon. Yeah. Less greasy. Oh.
Okay, guys, you know, I don't know what's going on with the rest of this stream, but it looks pretty boring. It does. It looks boring. I don't like her boring streams. I'm not saying she has to rage to be interesting, but this ain't it. This is not interesting. She's not bringing the interesting today. So we've seen enough, haven't we? Basically want to show you guys she's still in Kuwait. I apologize for saying that she was on her way home. I honestly thought she was, given the fact that her visa is just about up and she's got a hearing on the 30th. It would have been smart for her to leave right about now and be home. But I forgot, Chantal is illogical and stupid, and she doesn't think ahead for anything. So my apologies for being wrong. But this is Chantal that we're talking about, the one who does everything last minute and badly. So thank you guys for watching, and if you happen to like this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good one. Bye-bye.